What's happening, guys? DDBear89 here. So I don't normally do this, but today I thought I'd drop my theory on how potentially Super won't link into GT, or they can use this theory to make Super continue on its own little story. So let's get this started. So this theory came to me while the Future Trunks saga in Super was happening, but I didn't think to make a video of it, and I haven't seen anyone with a video about this, well, not to my knowledge, so here's my 2p worth. There are a few factors you have to take into consideration the way the whole series is playing out. The future. Well, Trunks' future. What I remember this is how everything is played out completely different the way it worked out after defeating Cell. Yes, don't get me wrong, Babidi and Deborah came to awaken Majin Buu, but never got around to doing it thanks to future Trunks. And this happened way in the future compared to what happened in Dragon Ball Z. You would have thought that Trunks giving Goku the medicine for the heart disease in the past would have brought him back to life in the future. Well, that's the way it should have worked from, well, how the future and messing with the past normally works out. With that, Cell, the androids and that would have been defeated in future Trunks' timeline and it wouldn't have been destroyed and etc. Even in the future Trunks arc, Beerus even said and thought that once you destroy the persons from existence, their existence doesn't continue to exist in the universe in any past or future realities. But we found out with Zamasu he was completely wrong. Now we know future Trunks' timeline is in the same universe as Goku and the gang, so it's universe 7. And nothing is changed in the future for Trunks after doing all these courageous things like defeating Cell in the past, giving Goku the medicine, keeping him alive and keeping all the other people alive, and that's what's got me thinking into GT could be in a different time zone or a different time frame. Also in GT there's no mention of the Gods of Destruction or the 12 universes. Another thing that had me thinking that GT is in a different timeline is that Supreme Kai is still in his fused state with Kibito Kai, unlike in Super where they wish to be unfused and just go on with their merry little lives. I think due to some slight little changes like with Beerus waking and looking for the Super Saiyan God to fight him of course, it's pushed GT into a different time zone but still in the same universe. Don't get me wrong, after the Universal Tournament arc, it could all get blown back into proportion and everyone goes back into the past and act like this never existed and it goes on to GT. I for one know everyone wishes that doesn't happen. Also potentially one of the universes that are coming to the Universal Survival Tournament have Goku and the gang but from GT in there, so it could be that GT is from a different universe or like I think they're from a different timeline. But I don't know, maybe Goku is a god of destruction, because at the end of GT he was on the back of Shenron's back living for many years, so he could potentially be someone from a different universe and he has to fight him in the Universal Tournament. That could be something that happened. But I think I'm going to stick with this theory that I think Super and GT are in the complete different timelines but in the same universe, just like Future Trunks. So seeing as nothing changed with Future Trunks' timeline, I think the slightest things that happened in like Super has just pushed GT into a different time zone timeline, so they've got their own timelines and shit. I like saying timeline. There are many more plot holes and loops that make me think this, but with this theory they can continue with Super as its own thing and continue with GT as its own thing, or leave GT as its own thing. So there's still many more like loopholes and timelines that could potentially come off this, and if they do use this theory where the slightest thing changes and makes everything go into different sections of the time zone, like Future Trunks' time zone, and potentially what GT could be is in its own timeline, then Super could be continuing for a very long time. But that's my 2p worth. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and of course drop a like and look out for more videos in the future. Like I said before, this is not a thing that I normally do, but let me know what you think. If you feel I should do another theory of anything, let me know in the comments below. But until next time, people, peace.